What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tour de Beer, Tour de France, Tour de France FEMMES avec Zwift. I said that I would try to do some videos during the ladies' tour, and here we are. I also mentioned that I was going to do beers that were female owned or female brewers if I could during these other few stages. And again, not one for every stage. I just did not have the bandwidth or the ability to do it, but I am watching the racing when I can. And today's race, wow, what a really, really good finish. Let's start with today's beer. Right now it's Canada Dry Ginger Ale. That's right. It's later at night and it is over 80 degrees right now. It's over 10 p.m. here, so it's hot. I've had a couple of beers, and it's time to have some ginger ale and some water to just kind of refresh. But let's talk about the beers. What shall we? Today is National IPA Day. So the first Thursday, I guess, of the month is National IPA Day every year. I know it always comes around. I didn't realize it's always the first Thursday. So here in the United States, where we want to have a day for everything from National Toothpaste Day to National Upside Down Turtle Day to National IPA Day, which I'm fine with, obviously. And I had two different IPAs today. I don't have them with me, but I can tell you about them. Both local, not female owned, but they did help us out with a female event today. So, for those who don't know, I work at Colonial Bike Shop in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We have a really, really good, strong ladies group, ladies road ride that rolls out on Thursdays. So we do a group ride, co-ed, on Wednesdays. We do a fast ride on Saturdays, also co-ed, and there's a couple of really fast ladies that jump into that. But on Thursdays, we give the ladies their own space. It is just a ladies ride. They do different pace groups. And so for today, there was a social afterwards. Normally they ride and maybe they go out to like parks or something like that and go get food. But today they decided, combined with CBC, Colonial Bicycle Company, and 1A Cycling, getting that whole group together and doing a social after the ride at the shop. So they got pizza, we had seltzers, and we had beer. So thank you to Loaded Question Brewery and Stoneface Brewery, both local in the Portsmouth area, Portsmouth and Newington, for helping us out with beer prices so that we can provide some refreshments for the ladies after their ride. And it was a hot, humid one out there today. So thanks to their breweries, to those breweries, and we got a variety of some different beers and, of course, a bunch of different IPAs. And for us, what we do is like, well, if it's a ladies' ride, why are you talking about this, Frank? Well, we just give them their space. So I'm there at the shop, and I make sure the doors are unlocked, make sure they've got space and ice and whatever else, and they go do their thing. If they need anything, great. Otherwise, just kind of giving them a space, and then we, come ride, because that can be intimidating for some people and for some women. So we want to be able to offer an opportunity, a place for women to come and ride and feel comfortable and know other people. And maybe they just ride with other women. Maybe they start to ride with other people in other groups, find out about different events like cyclocross events and gravel ride events. And so it's a good welcoming space. And that's what we want to be able to provide. So I, as a former brewer, reached out to the breweries, said, hey, can you help us out? They were able to do that. We got pizzas from the Bratskeller, and of course, I got the leftovers. Why not? Because well, I'm cleaning up, and I like pizza. So, um, but yeah. So the IPAs, red rye IPA, 6%. So red rye. It's pretty much in the name. The red is the reddish color to it, a little amber, a little hue. So if you think of most IPAs, it's usually a base malt, like a pilsner or a pale, and then you've got something else into it, a Munich, a Cara Munich, a Crystal, or something like that. And so this is going to have, let's call it a 60 Lovabond type of malt to be able to give it some color and a little bit of caramel flavor, and red rye. Rye in any beer is going to add a little bit of dryness to it. Dry, I've thought, is really good in Belgians and in IPAs. Why? It accentuates flavor. Think of you have a dry drink, dry. I mean, yes, it's cool, but it's ginger cleanses the palate. So rye can dry out the palate and it lets those hops come through a little bit more. It's a little bit more bitterness without having to use so many hops. Uh, so the red rye IPA, really tasty, nice aromatics to it as well. The second beer that I had, while I was watching the end of the tour while I was cleaning up, and then I just, all right, well, I'm done cleaning up, but I didn't want to miss the end of the tour. We had it on repeat, obviously, because it's at night, and watch the final few kilometers of stage 6 of the ladies' race. So I was drinking Just Lucky Light or Lucky Light. So one of their flagship beers at Loaded Question is the Just Lucky, which is a great citrus forward, nice tasting, easy drinking IPA. It's exactly as it should be. So the Lucky Light, 4.5%, same version of that. And it's not like it just tastes thin. It tastes like an IPA. It doesn't taste like a light IPA. The problem with some session IPAs, it's IPA plus water, and well, that's not good. This beer is designed to be able to have lower fermentation points, not fermentation points, attenuation points. So you're starting with a lower beginning gravity, getting a final gravity, producing less alcohol, but still getting the same amount of flavors with a beer that's not going to knock you on your ass. So the Lucky Light, really, really tasty IPA. So two IPAs varying on your ABV, and that means, all right, I'm done, and then I can go home. And because it's hot now, I have this. And I was finishing that while watching the end of the ladies' stage, which was really good. So the ladies' ride, as I'm talking about the ladies' stage, if you're ever thinking about coming out, if you're interested in that, Thursday nights, 5:45, Colonial Bike Shop, and they do 3 pace groups. And if everybody's all on the same page and they're all together, we're like, hey, let's do this. They're very flexible. So come out and do a ride. It's about 20-ish miles, some rail trails, some road, some out by Route 1A by the ocean, and it always seems to be a lot of fun. The ladies' race today, fun to watch. I don't know if they were having fun. It looked punchy. It looked hard. There was I'm gonna look at my notes. I'm gonna look over this way. It was not Cedrin Kirball, but Kim LaCourte. Kim LaCourte, who had a mechanical going downhill and had to change bikes. Now she's like, geez, and you know how it is if you're on a ride and then suddenly something happens, you want to try and chase back up to your friends. Well, these aren't your friends in this case. They are trying to beat you. So, but she managed to claw her way back into an 8-person breakaway. So the breakaway was there. You've got the yellow jersey in the back. They're still trying to get there. Demi Vollering is trying to pull her way back in because she doesn't want to lose time. That just wasn't going to happen. The 8 riders there were not really a threat to GC. I don't think. I'd have to look and see exactly point wise, but it was close. I mean, Demi Vollering was working hard to be able to try and get that group back. It just wasn't happening. So that group of 8 started to whittle a little bit. And in that group of 8 is Elisa Longo Borghini, the queen, the Italian national champion. She's just so good. And if she's in a breakaway, if she's in any group, she has an opportunity to win that race. It doesn't matter how long she's been doing it. It's so fun to watch her racing. So an 8-person breakaway becomes, I think it was 6 on the way finishing to the line, and they're duking it out. Who is going to be able to get the sprint? Who is going to be able to have the legs? Longo Borghini was in the group, but I look from looking at it, it looked like she was on that back or 7th spot. So maybe it wasn't, maybe it was 6, maybe it was still 8. She was on that backside and not enough to be able to launch and be able to try to get by. I saw a Lidl Trek rider on the front, maybe a little bit too long. I thought it was Balsamo, just because that's a Lidl Trek rider that I'm familiar with. Looking at it afterwards, I was wrong. That was Regina Mateus. I'm so bad with names in general, let alone the ladies' names, because this is new for me. I like watching it, but now I'm also learning who the players are here. Um, and Puck Pearson, and she's killing it in the polka dot. She's going to win the polka dot competition. Small note aside, I'm not a fan of the polka dot pants, and it's not just in the women's race, men's race, women's race, doesn't matter. The polka dots jersey. It's the jersey of what you win. And yeah, sometimes they give you the helmet and the bike, but the polka dot pants, it's kind of like a circus thing. I don't like it. It's just me. I don't like the polka dot pants. Polka dot jersey, great. Polka dot pants with the jersey, I just hear. You get it. You get it. Anyway, but she's crushing in that competition. So good for Puck. I like watching her ride too because she looks like she's, I don't know, 9. And she's obviously she's not, and she's out there, an amazing rider. So one of the things I did notice with Puck today too, as they're sprinting to the finish, Elisa Longoborghini is too far back. Here comes EF Rider, and that is Cedric Kerbal. Naomi Rugg was in the mix as well, but she doesn't have to do the work. Cedrine is trying to get to the front. She's getting by, or is not getting by, but she's in the mix. It's Puck. It's um, Kim LaCourt. She's going blank on names. And Kim LaCourt just puts in like that one last dig, gets there, knows she has it. And I noticed Puck, once she knew that Kim LaCourt had the race, she kind of stopped. And here comes EF, and that's Cedrine, and gets her on the second. Now maybe that doesn't matter for them as far as King of the Hill points, but you got to pedal to the line. Like it's almost like, okay, I'm not going to win the sprint because Puck was actually took off. I don't say first, but she was in front, and then Kim LaCourt came by her. So Puck had a great sprint right up the middle, straight line. I thought she had the power to be able to do it. But once she got passed by Kim and she's trying to get her again, and then Kim gets to the line, she knows that Kim has the race. She stopped pedaling. In comes the EF rider, and now Puck gets third. I feel like if she had two more pedal strokes in her, she would have held on to second. Does it matter for her GC? Does it matter for for Queen of the Mountain? Excuse me, points? Maybe not. But I don't know. I just always thought always pedal across the finish line. That's just me. So you got Kim LaCourt for the win after the mechanical. So what a great win for her. Cedrine Kerbal from EF for 2. And then, like I said, Puck Pearson, she gets the 3. Naomi Rugg also in there, like I mentioned, for EF. So you have 2 EF riders, the American squad, getting 2 riders in the top 10. So that's pretty good. And then you look at your overall going into Mont Ventoux, which is tomorrow, which is going to be the big stage in May, determine what the race is going to be. Your yellow jersey of Malin Reusser for Movistar, she is still in the lead. Demi Vollering is still there in 2. Who knows what happens with Reusser? I mean, Demi Vollering is freaking Demi Vollering, you know. Kasia Norodoma is 3, so that is your podium going into tomorrow's stage 7, into the mountainous stage. And sitting a minute and 11 seconds back on 4 is Elisa Longoborghini. Never count her out. So tomorrow's stage is going to be very, very interesting. I'm going to watch. I'll try to get the beer video in, as I said. But the bottom line is watch the FEMMES. Check it out. The women's racing is really good. Go out and have a good beer if you can. Today was National IPA Day. Ride your bike. Come to a group ride. If you're not doing the ladies group ride, if you're like a guy like me who's just like, hey, I want to have beers and stuff, come to a Wednesday group ride. We do beers after. I will be doing a pop-up gravel ride at some point. So keep an eye on us here, like me here, and then us at Colonial Bike Shop as well. And you can always follow Team Beer Guts with a Z _ Team Beer Guts on Instagram. Until then, as always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Ride bikes, drink beer, do epic shit. We'll see you the next time around. Sometimes with a can of dry ginger ale. Cheers.